Hey abundant parents, it's Leah. In this video, I'm going to give you tips and tools for showing your kids, for being a good model to your kids, for healing the rifts and divisions that sometimes they may see or experience in their school environment. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe. I do post a new video at least once a week, oftentimes more, so also hit the bell. That way you'll be notified when I post new videos. It is somewhat our human condition that when we don't understand a person or an event, that our response to that lack of understanding is fear. I think there's even a quote that says something along the lines of, we fear what we do not understand, or we fear what we do not know. Oftentimes in a school setting, you are bringing a whole lot of people together under one roof with very different background stories. I might argue that there is less diversity in like a private school setting than you're going to find in a public school setting. But even in those really specific demographics, you're still going to have great differences between people. We are, of course, really attracted to spend time with and to hang out with the people whose stories are similar to our own. There's a kindred spirit there. It's natural that we are attracted to the same energy that we are putting out. And there's good and bad sides to this. This means that for positive behaviors, people who enjoy doing the same things that we like to do, we're going to be attracted to hanging out with those people. Alternately, people that share the same kind of trauma or past or damage that we do, we're going to be attracted to hanging out with those types of people, especially if we haven't healed that negative dialogue within ourselves. Here's another really interesting thing. We're also uncomfortable with people who are doing things that would be uncomfortable for us to do ourselves. The same thing goes for people who have different life experiences than we do. Now, there's a whole nother commentary here about what happens when you see people clearing up the damage of their past, and through that damage is how you related to that person, and now you don't want to hang out with that person because they are clearing up their garbage. That's a whole nother story. But right now, let's just talk about those differences between people and how we can heal that rift. Now, I talk specifically about school because as parents, it is so important for us to model positive, loving behavior towards other people to our children. Also with a very good, firm grasp of boundaries, but in general that it's okay to put loving energy out into the world. Now, are we demonstrating to our kids that we are putting loving energy out to the world if we are gossiping about people or judging them or talking about how much money they do or do not have? None of these things are positively impacting your children if you're not doing it from the standpoint of how can I improve this family's life with my presence, my insight, funds if you have it. Now, I talk about schools in this example because there's such a diverse community of people with different life experiences under the roof of a school, but it is really just a small sampling of the bigger pie of the world, isn't it? So the number one way that I show my children that there is a way to heal the rift between people that are different from us is to show compassion for those people. This means that if there is a family that is quite different from me, that might actually be quite different from anybody else within the community, I always make a point of introducing myself and to make sure I make really great eye contact with the parents and children of that family every time I see them. This is even more important if you are in a school that is not very diverse. You know how the old adage goes that you can tell a lot about a person's character by how they treat the wait staff or how they drive behind the wheel and how giving they are to other vehicles. Well, the same goes for when you're interacting with people at your school. The best way and the number two way that I show my children how to connect and clear out that rift between the differences of people in their school community is to show them that there's no one beneath me. I can have an engaging conversation with anyone, and it doesn't need to benefit me in any way, shape, or form. This means I'm the person that's saying hi to the people that might be the lowest on the totem pole as far as the school staff goes. This means that I'm connecting with and checking in on the families that I know might even be using financial aid or assistance to be able to send their kids to school. I guarantee you, when you clean off that whiteboard of all of the differences, at the end of the day, what you're going to have is a true and authentic connection with a person who's going to be so grateful that you've taken the time to say hello, ask how their day is, ask how their kids are adjusting to school. If they're an employee at the school, asking how they're enjoying working there. Now, my next point is very near and dear to my heart as a divorced parent, as a single mom. There was a huge divide for me from the community that I shared at my children's school before I divorced and the one that I shared, or lack thereof, after my divorce. Because of the experience that I had been through, it made people uncomfortable. Again, I go back to what I said at the beginning of the video. People are uncomfortable with what they don't understand. Also, as a divorced and single mom, I provide an example to them of what their life would look like if their marriages failed, which oftentimes is not a pretty picture. So if you know single moms at your school, I would encourage you to check in on them. Ask if you can help ever be a person that they know they can call to pick their kids up from school. Maybe invite them and their kids over for dinner or after school snack at some point. Because I guarantee you, even if they have family where they live, what they probably don't have is that same village that they had when they were still married. The next way you can help your kids to understand sealing the differences, sealing the rift between a community, is when they share with you how disgruntled they are with their peers, is to help them use empathy to see the other side of the perspective. So if there's a child that has been seemingly mean or rude to them, invite them to remember that hurt people. And no one hurts people more than a hurt child, because they simply don't have the tools at their disposal to be able to psychologically and emotionally handle the hurt that they might be feeling. Now, does it mean your child has to be a punching bag? No. But they don't have to take their own responsibility for the hurt of this other person. And if they compassionately understand that this person is hurting, they might be less likely to engage if there's hurt in the future, or to push back energetically, verbally, in whichever way it might be coming at them. And then lastly, do all the things that we're teaching our children to do to be mindful and conscious when they're at school. That means don't share any information unless it's yours to share. It means don't gossip. It means be friends with everyone. It means know your worth and the gifts that you bring into this world, and understand that everyone else has gifts too that have nothing to do with your ability to enjoy and use and thrive with your own gifts. It means assuming the best in everyone. And if not everyone is living up to their best, it means understanding that there may be hurt in those other people that cause them to behave the way that they do. But whatever you do, show up at school and treat your peers and your children's peers the same way you'd like your very own child or yourself to be treated. Now, I know some of the stuff can kind of seem like no-brainers, but when we are rushing through life and we are getting mixed messages through media, through other parents, through memos from school, it can be hard. It can be hard to find the truth and the good feelings and things. You can't control the world. You can't control everyone else in the world, but you absolutely can control how you respond to other people and events. So those are the ways that I help demonstrate and model to my kids how I can heal the rifts of division in our school community. If you'd like to hear more, I invite you to check out the Abundant Parent membership. Each month, I bring in an expert in their field, giving you tips and tools to be the best parent that you can be, the most healed parent that you can be, the parent that connects with your kids best. You can find that at theabundantparent.com. You want to click on the tab that says membership. The membership is $10 a month. When you sign up, you get access to 12 private videos that have already been recorded, as well as the public videos that slowly get released by one as they reach the 1-year mark. In addition, you get access to the experts. They will answer your individual questions about their workshops and help guide you to use the material best. Again, that's theabundantparent.com. Click on the tab that says membership. I'm wishing you a day full of light, love, and abundance.